Welcome to the Tea Huddle with Marissa and Kelly.
Your only source for gridiron gossip.
If you love other people's business
and you can't wait for the NFL kickoff,
then this is the place for you.
Happy kickoff and season, and happy 30th episode, Marissa.
Happy all of the above to you too, Kelly. So excited. Today's the day. We're here. We made it.
Waiting all summer.
It's been a long off season, through the draft, through the preseason, and here we are. And before we get started, the biggest news this week that I have. Right off the bat, biggest news.
Bill Belichick, welcome to social media.
Oh, he's on. He's joined us all.
He's officially joined. He's on InstaFace, as he calls it.
Oh, you would think his 24-year-old girlfriend would be keeping him young and telling him,
yeah, get on it, girl.
Don't call him.
Teach him the ways.
Yeah. And I saw that he immediately followed Tom Brady. Does that mean bygones are bygones and they're besties once again?
I think so. I think they've moved on. They're both in the media world now. They got to get along.
Other Patriots news. Did you see that Danny Amendola joined Dancing with the Stars?
I'm locked in.
So what did they have a name? Like the Dynasty. That's the Dynasty players they're out and about. They're on our TV screens.
Yeah, they're on to the next version of their lives.
Yeah. Well, we'll be watching. And we'll be watching football because there's so much of it to come.
So week 1 starts today. And of course, we have some messy contract negotiations still ongoing.
And some messy personal stuff as well. But let's start with the contract.
We love to have both.
Yeah. That's how you know it's a full tea huddle
Since it's
story.
kickoff today, we'll start with football.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
And this has been the off season of the receivers.
Yeah. There's
been a lot going on, a lot to talk about. But first and foremost, several wide receivers have been negotiating their contracts. It all started because Justin Jefferson signed a huge deal this offseason, biggest ever. He has $140 million contract over 4 years. So everybody wants a little piece of that. Now all the other star wide receivers. First, there was CeeDee Lamb, who officially signed his contract with Dallas for $136 million. So right behind Justin.
And so far, both of them have gone back to where they came from. They were like pretending they were going to go elsewhere, but they ended up.
Yeah, they're playing hard to get.
Mm-hmm.
And the one who played the hardest to get is Brandon Ayuk, who is on the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
He has been negotiating his contract all offseason. It started back in April. I think we talked about it in one of the off-season episodes where he unfollowed the 49ers on social media.
I love when their followers tell us the story.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
We know there's something up.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Niners went and drafted a wide receiver in the first round. So there was maybe there is something going on here.
You want to send us a message? We'll send you a message right back.
There's no room for you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
In July, Ayuk then submitted a trade request. He was, putting everything on the table.
Yeah.
He was ready to leave the team. There were discussions with the Patriots. And then the Steelers were very serious about picking him up. But
I saw online that there were let's go. So after Joe Biden removed himself from the race, that there were let's go Brandon billboards in Pittsburgh. And people were like, is this an anti-Biden thing? Is this a welcome to the Steelers Brandon Ayuk thing?
They were hopeful.
Yeah, we still don't know.
Wasn't, I guess, either of those things.
This is a secret third option.
Yeah, good luck, Brandon,
wherever you are.
Yeah, he did not end up in Pittsburgh. He ended up back on the 49ers, still in San Francisco. They just settled his contract for $120 million.
Wow. Playing hard to get.
Yeah, it works. And they have a lot to pass to out in San Francisco. So I was a little surprised that
they needed him that bad.
Yeah, but good for him.
Yeah.
And now the latest, still ongoing, Jamar Chase for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
He has been renegotiating his contract as well. He is asking for, this I think is hilarious, 1 penny more than Justin Jefferson's contract. So $140 million and a penny.
It's so bratty. Don't you think? Like, I want what he has, but a little bit better.
Yeah. And it makes a lot more sense to me now because I'm remembering that they played together in college.
Oh.
So this is definitely like a competitive situation.
Uh-huh.
He's like, oh, that's my friend. Like, I know I'm just as good as him.
Yeah.
I want what he has.
And he's been like showing up to practice, but he's been showing up late. He's been wearing his street clothes, not his uniform.
Yeah, he's like around in like the background of practice. Like,
yeah. It's
playing off to the side.
It has to be very weird vibes there.
Yeah.
Like he's part of the team, but he's not part of the team, but he's only going to be the part of the team if he has more than what everybody else has.
Yeah, and Justin Jefferson has a lot to say about it. And his old teammate, he obviously like wants the best for him. He's like handling this really well. Like he doesn't seem to like even acknowledge the 1 penny
all right.
difference. But he's like, yeah, he should obviously be paid what he deserves. But it shouldn't be impacting. Like the kickoff is tonight.
Yeah, when is the Bengals' first game? I should know.
They are playing on Sunday against the Patriots.
Oh.
So maybe they don't need him.
Yeah.
I personally...
They're like, we have an extra week to figure this out until we have actual competition. No offense. Sorry.
Yeah, I hope they don't figure it out until second week. But
yeah.
It does look like they are on their way to signing a deal. Jamar Chase was at practice wearing his jersey.
Okay. 2 good steps.
On Wednesday night. Yeah. And so it was limited practice. So not fully there, but it's looking like it's headed in that direction.
All right. Well, one reason he might be wanting that big paycheck is there's not a lot of news about this, but last summer it was reported that Jamar Chase was in a super contentious child support battle. Oh. His son is now about 1.5 years. So last summer he was 6 or 7 months old. The mother of his child requested that he pay 100% of expenses relating to the child, which okay, that seems like we're off to a reasonable start. He's a multimillionaire.
He has a lot of money.
She's the full-time caretaker. She said her only income is $200 a month of government support. That's confusing because unemployment is more than $200 a month. But if your last job paid less, then maybe there's okay. So she's only making $200 a month. Certainly she needs the help to raise a child. Here's where things get confusing. She said her monthly expenses are $57,400 a month.
Wow.
She said what she needs from Jamar Chase is $15,000 a month for rent or mortgage, $5,000 a month for entertainment, gifts, and vacations.
I love that.
She needs Jamar Chase to provide an automobile to transport the child, purchasing and or leasing and paying 100% of full insurance coverage and registration for an SUV automobile, either a Range Rover, Mercedes G-Wagon, or Tesla.
Okay.
I'm sorry. This is where you lost. I mean, you lost me at $57,400 a month in expenses. That's what some people's annual expenses are, not a month. But
that's
you
insane.
need to transport your child in a G-Wagon. So he said I
like the vacation one though.
yeah, everyone needs a vacation every month. He said he fully furnished her apartment. He bought her a crib, car seat, diapers, changing table, several other baby related items. We don't know where this netted out. I think it was probably handled out of the courts quietly, but that extra penny might be going to this woman's vacations because
she needs every cent. Yeah.
The week that story came out about Jamar Chase, the same week he filed a restraining order against another woman who was a one-night stand who was harassing him and his mother both. Oh. So Jamar Chase, while you're working on your contract negotiations, also work on your partner selection
of women. Yeah.
Because there's room for improvement there. Justin Jefferson also embroiled in some drama, and the finances.
They need this money, I guess.
Finances could help him here. He dated a girl in college. They got back together last year.
That's kind of sweet.
Yeah. Sounds like a nice story.
Yeah.
She got pregnant, sued him for a DNA test and child support. He countersued, saying that The defendant had a substantial presence and following on various social media platforms and has strategically positioned herself over the last several years to become an online influencer using the child's birth and her assertions on the plaintiff's alleged fathering of the child as apparent promotion on her various online platforms to self-promote her online presence and following. So he's basically saying she had my baby so she could be an influencer. She then, in retaliation, responded by leaking texts where he urged her to have an abortion.
We love when there are receipts.
We love a leaked texts. These are unfortunate.
Oh, no.
But we've got the screenshots to prove it. So she sends him pictures of pregnancy tests and says, if you have a moment later, I went to the doctor and I took 3 different tests because I missed my period. And his response was, and let me just say, and we're going to talk about Receiver in a little bit, the Netflix show that Justin Jefferson was on. He's so likable on this show.
I know. I don't want to hear these texts.
So
just kidding.
He responded to this and said, that's why I told you to take the plan B with the palm face emoji. This is not the time for a palm face emoji. So I told you to take the plan B. I feel like this is more drastic than the palm face emoji. She says, I did take it. It's not always effective though, it says. He says, yeah, I know. So you're okay with getting this situated?
Oh, situated.
Then he texts her and says, bro, allegedly, I should say about all this, but receipts. Bro, leave me the fuck alone. You're being very annoying. 3 Ys, very annoying.
Very annoying.
You know what's very annoying?
Having to deal with that.
Having somebody tell you. Yeah, anyway.
Having to deal with a child.
For the rest of your life. You are being very annoying. I don't care about anything. You have going on. When the baby is born, that's when I will do my part. Otherwise, leave me the fuck alone. You wanted to have this kid, so you have it, and I will handle my part. I do like that he's saying he'll handle his part. He'll show up when he has to. I don't have to do anything for you, so stop texting me unless it's about the baby being born. And tell your mom to stop texting my phone. Brought the mom into it.
Involved.
Yeah, there's some more back and forth. The palm emoji and the very 3 Ys were, I feel like, the highlights. So
yeah, the Receiver did not have any women
did not have any mention of this. Important to note, while we're talking about the 3 of them, that Brandon Ayuk has 1 child with his longtime girlfriend. Seems like everything's going well there. So
he did accept the least amount of money. So maybe there is some correlation here.
Yeah. So I guess the moral of the story is that contract negotiations are messy, but not as messy as paternity suits.
And maybe they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
While we're on the topic of Justin Jefferson, or Jet, as they call him in the Receiver, we've kind of mentioned the Receiver a few times. We haven't really dove into it.
Yes.
It's a good time.
I think so.
I loved this show. So this The Receivers, a show on Netflix, follows 5 players through the 2023 season and sprinkles in some of their personal lives throughout.
Yes. It's the 2nd season, basically, of Quarterback, which is sort of what made me interested in football. We can call it a docuseries. It's a reality show about football players. Thank you. I feel like I'm the target audience for this. So it followed Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams on the Raiders. That was so interesting because they had the most tumultuous season. And Devontae Adams basically...
Right from the start, episode 1, he was very unhappy with the Raiders. You could tell, waiting for Garoppolo to be fired, yelling at Jimmy G on the sidelines, being like, I'm open, man.
Yeah. He basically admits that he signed off not only on quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo being benched, but coach Josh McDaniels being fired. He's like, we'll see how this game goes. And the game didn't go well. And he's like, so this is what we had to do. It was very sort of Godfather-y. But it shows how much power and control a veteran elite player,
very talented,
can
receiver
have over the team. Followed George Kittle, whose basic storyline was about how much he loves his wife.
And George Kittle, I just want to throw in, he's a tight end, not a wide receiver.
Yeah.
So that was interesting that they threw him in there. But I guess a show called tight end might get the wrong crowd.
The search engine might.
They just maybe threw him in there. And he's entertaining.
He's very entertaining. He has a real like WWE wrestler
He
personality,
does,
which
yeah.
he talked about that he got to get in the ring. He wanted to build a wrestling ring in his backyard, but he just mostly talks about how he's so excited to hang out with his wife all the time.
Yeah, they seem really sweet.
So they are contenders for Teacup season 2 favorite couple.
Yeah, wait till end of the season for our awards. There's also Debo Samuel, also for the 49ers, so the two of them, and Amon-Ra.
Yes, my
St.
lion.
Brown.
So he was so interesting. His brother, Equinemius St. Brown, he also plays in the NFL. He plays for the Bears, and their dad is the opposite of a dance mom, like a football dad, like so
Really
intense. There's home videos of them like lifting weights on Christmas morning when they're 7 years old. Like it worked out. He has 2 sons in the NFL, but it was not an accident. It was determination.
Yeah. And Amon-Ra is pretty intense too. I was like, wow, this guy is serious.
He memorized
worn
the
off.
names of the 16 receivers that were drafted ahead of them and has
Crazy.
it on a piece of paper that he
Recites it.
recites before every single game.
I thought that was crazy.
Yeah. So
But it's working.
It's working.
He's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, his parents like are really supportive of Amon-Ra. I'm not so sure about the other brother.
They're indifferent to
They're
him.
indifferent. Yeah, they played each other, and I think the mom did have a split like shirt on, but
Not
she
the
even
dad.
admitted to the camera that she was rooting for the Lions when not the Bears.
It was hard not to root for the Lions last season.
It's true.
Such a good story.
You don't think you'd like admit it as a mom?
Yeah. Donna Kelsey would not do that.
Yeah.
One of the other things about receiver that I thought was interesting is it really pulls back the curtain on all the injuries, the sicknesses. There's one scene of Justin Jefferson coughing up blood on the sidelines.
Yeah, that was scary.
Amon-Ra played with hand, foot, and mouth disease.
I don't even know how you get that anymore.
I'm pretty sure it's contagious, and you're playing a contact sport. It's really just like,
Isn't that what little children get?
yeah, like from swimming in public pools, or I don't really know.
I guess when you're in a weight room, I don't know.
Yeah,
Stuff.
but he had blisters on his feet, and he's running. It's just like
really painful.
It's intense. I mean, I guess that's why they make hundreds of millions of dollars.
But all these players just like really love the game.
Yeah.
And you could tell through every injury, just wanted to get back out there. And
Yes.
Yeah, it was really, really admirable. And I love, my favorite part was how they all like respected each other. Justin Jefferson and Devonta Adams, before they played each other, they were like watching the film, fangirling. They're like, wow, he's the best receiver I've ever seen. Like, I can't wait to play him. Like, even on the bench, they're like, wow, look at him go. I was like, wow, that's so sweet. They're so respectful.
It is. It was cute. We were spoiled with football content during the off season. We had receiver. We had 2 seasons of Hard Knocks. And we had is it my favorite or receiver my favorite? Hard to say. But America's Sweethearts, the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader show, also on Netflix.
Yeah. It's football adjacent.
Football adjacent. Yeah. Basically, the cheerleaders do not get the same respect, money.
Yeah, they work hard too.
That the players do. Yeah, the owners of the Cowboys, when confronted about how little the professional cheerleaders make, they all need second jobs. They all they
do it for fun,
have roommates.
much.
They said, "Oh, this job isn't about like pay. This job is about it's a position of like prestige and respect. They do it for the title, not for the money." Okay, but money probably would be good too.
Yeah, I mean, they work their asses off. They're at every single game, like,
and they get injured too.
Yeah,
they're all like hobbling on crutches after they retire. Hard Knocks, I found a little less interesting, probably because it doesn't focus on their personal lives as much, and that's what I'm here for.
I liked Hard Knocks.
Okay,
I like seeing how like all the players interact with each other on the field, and the coaches, and the general manager in particular, Ryan Poles. I like seeing that interaction. I mean, obviously it's really sad when players get cut, but you get to like follow these players like through all of training camp. And then at the end, it's like, obviously you have to figure out who you're going to keep.
Yes.
And like, that was some very intimate moments of.
Yes, you're in the room when they get cut. And he cried,
and he
the GM you're talking
cried.
about.
Yeah, because they respect all the players on their team, but you can't keep everyone. And
Yeah. I wish you could. I wish we could all be football players.
I know. I want to be out there. But I feel like having those moments are special, and just seeing like Caleb Williams really
Yes.
like lead the team as a new rookie.
Yeah, I love the peek behind the curtain. Also, apparently on the Bears Hard Knocks, there was no cursing at all because it is a family organization and they would only agree to do the show if there was no cursing that made it on. Isn't that interesting?
So do they cut it, or the players just aren't allowed to curse?
I think the players were not allowed to curse.
Oh.
I don't know.
The Bears are looking like a strong team from Hard Knocks. There is a little bit of a Hard Knocks curse, which you saw last year with the Jets and Aaron Rodgers, but I really hope that's not the case for the Bears this year. I think they're all ready. Like,
yeah,
they left that up the final episode.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pumped for them.
Me too. Pause up. That's what Caleb
pause
Williams does.
Yeah.
But now that the reality shows, the docuseries, have paused, and you're missing that in your life, come here to the Tea Huddle because we've got the football and the off-field
we'll still
stuff.
update you on the players' personal lives. And
this can be like an audio-only reality show until we get the next season. Either. I could talk about these shows all day, but we still have so much to cover from this past week. Kelly, bring us to the wildest story of the week.
The wildest story, the saddest story,
Yeah.
most shocking story
All of the
happened
above.
this past weekend. Ricky Pearsall was shot in the chest during an attempted robbery in San Francisco this past weekend. The shooting happened in the middle of the day around 3 p.m.
That's sort of the most shocking part is when you see the video. Sorry to jump ahead, but like,
Yeah.
it's the middle of the day.
Middle of the day
Yeah.
in like a very nice neighborhood downtown San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very scary. He was out signing autographs at an event earlier in the day before heading downtown to do some shopping before the season begins.
Have a nice little weekend
Yeah.
for yourself. Yeah.
So after leaving a luxury store, Ricky was confronted by a 17-year-old with a gun who tried to rob him and steal his Rolex in particular.
Yikes.
A struggle ensued, and the 17-year-old ended up shooting Ricky right in the chest. There was video of him like walking to an ambulance, and this
Walking to the ambulance is, I take it back when I said that the middle of the day was the craziest part of the story. The craziest part of the story is that he got shot in the
Superman.
chest and walked to the ambulance. Yeah, so it went through his chest out the back and didn't hit
Thank God.
anything.
Yeah. He got so lucky.
Yeah. And like he walked to the ambulance like holding his wound. Nuts.
Thank God he didn't get killed, because
Truly.
he just narrowly missed any vital organs.
Wow.
And he is doing much better. He was released from the hospital and was at practice on Tuesday, reunited with his team, not playing.
Now I feel like that's
but
the craziest part of the story. Back at like
yeah, he's out of the out of the hospital, and he's a fighter.
Yeah, really.
When he was in the hospital on Saturday, he FaceTimed with his team, which was really sweet. The Niners had this planned celebration, obviously, before he got shot. And he was like, please go on and have the party without me and FaceTime me. And I want to see all the guys. So he still want to be a part of it.
Oh,
through
as he
FaceTime.
should be. Just yesterday, Wednesday afternoon, the shooter had his arraignment. He said through his attorney that he is very sorry. He said he didn't know that the guy was a football player. I don't know.
Not that it matters.
I don't know that that's supposed to be relevant.
Yeah.
He was charged with 3 felonies: attempted murder, assault with a semi-automatic firearm, and attempted second-degree robbery. Because he's 17, he was arraigned in juvenile court, but apparently it's still possible that he could ultimately be charged as an adult.
And I'm not surprised that he didn't know that Ricky was a football player. Ricky was just drafted. He's a rookie.
Oh.
He was selected in the first round.
Oh.
So he was the wide receiver we were talking about earlier that the Niners picked up when
Brandon
was
when they were showing they didn't need Ayuk.
Yeah.
Oh my God, full circle. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so hasn't played his first game yet, but he hopefully will soon. It's expected that he'd be out for 4 games at least. But he's a fighter, this man. And we'll see him out there this year.
See you week 5, Ricky. In lighter news, it would not be an episode of the Tea Huddle if we couldn't talk at least a little bit about America's favorite wag, Taylor Allison Swift.
And there's a lot circulating out there. We have to talk about them this week.
It would be a crime not to. Travis and Taylor were both in the news a lot this week, as they are every week, because everybody wants to talk about them. Travis's debut as an actor in his new FX show.
How to save the time for any of this.
He has more hours in the day than we all do, I think.
Yeah, he doesn't sleep.
The trailer for that came out. We now know, I think it was in the last week, that Travis and Jason Kelce signed a $100 million deal for their podcast. They had Adam Sandler on the first episode. He was gushing about Taylor Swift. Jason's been gushing about Taylor Swift. He talks about his daughter's favorite songs. It's all great. The only thing that was not great is that this false, evil sham of a breakup plan was leaked earlier this week.
Yeah. I was nervous for a second there.
I'm here to say, don't be nervous. It's false. Everybody just wants to destroy.
Want to destroy them.
Their pure, true, real love, not a PR strategy. So
yeah, it did seem a little ridiculous. Like, when's the breakup date again? Like
September 28th. They're gonna break up. And
is there a song that Taylor writes about that date?
Yeah, I mean, they should optimize on September 28th and do something that day. They should get married that day.
This is our breakup plan.
Yeah. So Travis's PR company that represents him is called Full Scope. And on, I think it was Snapchat, somebody posted several pages of a PR strategy plan on Full Stop letterhead. Okay, I could make that. Anyone could make that. I read somewhere that people now think maybe it was like a class project or something. So it said hilarious. That their fake relationship is going to end September 28th. And then this is the PR strategy to deal with the fallout.
Which, to be fair, Travis would need a big PR strategy.
Yes. I think she would too. I think people love them together so much that like...
equally famous at this point.
Yeah. But a spokesman from Full Scope has come out and said, this is entirely false and fabricated. This was not issued, created, or authorized by this agency. We have engaged our legal team to initiate proceedings against the individuals and entities responsible for the unlawful and injurious forgery of documents.
Watch out, 18-year-old in school.
Yeah, these kids are like, it was a project, and they have the most powerful lawyers in America coming after them. They're no match for Tree Payne. As we've said, that's Taylor's publicist. And
you got to learn that lesson at some point.
Mm-hmm.
No forgery.
Nope. So we're here to say, everybody relax. That's fake. Their relationship is real. Fake and real, you know?
Yeah. I know we just talked about Taylor, but that's what we call football adjacent. We have a new segment for you today where Marissa gets 60 seconds on the clock to talk about something that has nothing to do with football. It's called Marissa's Minute.
Marissa's Minute.
Oh my God, my own jingle. Dreams do come true.
That one's catchy. Yeah. Are you ready, Marissa?
Okay, I'm gotta get my head in the game. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, on your mark, get set, go.
Okay, I'm using the first ever Marissa's Minute to talk about the song Please, Please, Please by Sabrina Carpenter. We all know it. We all love it. Arguably song of the summer. It doesn't make any sense. And nobody's talking about that. And I'm here to talk about it. So the whole premise of the song is I know I have good judgment. I know I have good taste. I promise them that you're different, blah, 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 blah. Please, please, please don't prove I'm right. That doesn't make any sense. It should be, please, please, please don't prove me wrong. She's saying like, all my friends think you're a bad guy, but I'm telling them that you're not. You're a great guy. Please, please, please don't prove me right. What? That doesn't make any sense, right? Why is it?
Is she trying to go for a rhyme? Is there a rhyme in?
Yeah, I just did my makeup real nice. But like, then think of a different word, because your story doesn't make any sense. And it's a great song. It's an earworm. It's been stuck in my head all summer. But you know what else is stuck in my head? That it doesn't make any sense. And
Time.
whew, that felt amazing. Oh my God, I feel alive. Thanks for humoring me, everybody, especially Kelly. I know that had nothing to do with football. Maybe Sabrina. I was hoping maybe Sabrina would start dating a football player.
All right, your time is up. I'm glad you got that off your chest.
Oh, that feels great. Okay.
Anyone out there agree? Please DM Marissa, and she will keep going.
Sure will.
But for now, let's get back to the more football adjacent world.
I'm ready for it. Let's get football heavy. I feel like I'm ready for it.
Tomorrow we have a rare Friday game, but it doesn't come without some controversy.
Oh, then I already love it.
The Eagles will be playing the Packers in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Yes, I have read about this.
So a lot of new
controversy.
New things. Yeah, controversy. Yeah, when this game was first announced, people were really upset, saying that it's really dangerous in Sao Paulo. There's wildfires, there's gangs, and the specific concern was over the color green, and how the fans and players cannot wear the color green because it's associated with gang violence.
A little ironic that it's the Eagles and the Packers.
Both.
Like if it's a Bears-Lions game, nobody's worried about the color green.
This wouldn't even come up. Or maybe they would say it's orange.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But this was a rumor actually started by Josh Jacobs, who said that he heard that you can't wear green because it is associated with the gangs, and so he doesn't want to go to Sao Paulo. He has since apologized for being wrong about that.
Whoopsie.
Turns out the only issue with green is that the rival soccer team wears green. So they don't like to wear it.
Love it.
It's the enemy team, but it's not that big of a deal.
Oh.
So you're safe to wear your green jersey. So either Eagle or Packer attire.
There have been a lot of other Eagles and Packers players also speaking out. AJ Brown said that he was told, don't walk around with your phone in your hand, which I feel like in a lot of other countries, big cities in other countries, you're told, like, be alert, don't walk around with your phone in your hand. Like, keep your items in your pockets. He was like, I'm staying in the hotel. Like they told him he couldn't have his phone in his hand, and he was like,
that's it.
I'm not leaving the hotel. A lot of players have said they told their families not to come. Eagles cornerback Darius Slay also, like Jacobs, had to issue an apology on Wednesday earlier this week. He issued an apology on Twitter to the entire nation of Brazil. His tweet was, I want to apologize to anyone I offended. That wasn't my intention. I'm looking forward to playing in your beautiful country, and I've heard y'all are very passionate, just like our amazing Eagles fans. Just a few more days, can't wait. It's important to note that Twitter is banned in Brazil, so they won't see his apology, but it sounds like everyone got a talking to and was like, stop telling every podcast that you're dreading going to the country.
It sounds like a cool opportunity. The NBA had a game out in Brazil, so it's not like the NFL is the first league to do this.
Uncharted territories.
Yeah.
I do understand them being frustrated with the jet lag, the long flights.
Yeah.
Things like not being able to eat food that you usually eat before a game, things like that. But like, also, if the worst thing is that you have to stay in your hotel like the night before the game,
which you should be doing anyway, get some rest.
Get some rest. You have it's your first game of the year.
The other controversy related to this game is that it's being played on a Friday, and the NFL isn't allowed to play games on Friday nights. Typically, Fridays or Saturdays, really, to protect high school and college football in the U.S.
Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
Clear eyes, full hearts. Can't lose.
Yeah, they want to share the
Oh.
screen time with like media with college and high school games as well.
So how are they getting around?
But they're taking advantage of some loopholes here. The official rule is starting the second week of September. I guess that's when most of the high school and college games start.
Oh, they're getting it in right
And so
under the
they're
buzzer.
doing it. That's why it's week 1 there.
Got it.
Starting early,
Yeah.
going to Brazil. And then the other game where they've played on a Friday, last year at least, was Black Friday, which
Oh, right.
is a holiday. And they were able to do that if they finished before 6 p.m., before the
Oh,
other games.
that is
be it Friday Night
interesting.
Lights,
Yeah.
big high school games. So, the
Um,
NFL just getting around the rules.
they're trying to make football 7 days a week. It's like everywhere you look, there's another football game. But I'm a football fan now, so I'm on
ready for
board.
that.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, so we have 2 games, Thursday and Friday, are starting off strong. And then obviously Sunday.
It's a whole day.
Yeah, we have all weekend.
Yeah. Things have personally really escalated for me. 2 years ago, I didn't watch a single football game. Last year, as you know, we got into it. We were in the same fantasy football league. I'm now in, I don't know how this happened, 3 fantasy football leagues. So I'm a little overwhelmed for Sunday. I feel like, what screen do you even look at? I'm going to have like a quarterback playing in every game.
At least you'll get to watch like a game on Thursday and
Yeah.
Friday. A few less on Sunday.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
Monday as well. Yeah,
We got a long week ahead.
Yeah. Fantasy. I'm excited to play you this week.
Yes, we play each other this week.
Starting off strong. Week 1.
Yeah.
You're going down.
I'll see you there.
I feel like we've covered so much this episode already. So that brings us to our final goss.
Final Goss.
What do you have for us today, Marissa?
Today's final goss is going to be a little pop quiz. So
Ooh.
Kelly, what do Russell Wilson and Trayvon Diggs have in common?
Is Trayvon Diggs dating a pop star
No, but you're
singer?
on the right track. So as of this week, Russell Wilson and Trayvon Diggs now both have a child with a woman who also has a child with rapper Future.
Oh.
Yeah. So Joy Chavis has welcomed her 3rd child. She has one actually with Bow Wow. Remember him?
Oh, wow.
And one with Future.
Okay.
Future has 7 children from 7 women, but that's
Wow.
not what we're here to discuss. One of those women is Joy Chavis. One of them is, as we know, Sierra, who has other children with her husband, Russell Wilson. I don't even know what team he's on right now. Broncos? Not Broncos. Steelers quarterback Russell Wilson. And now Joy Chavis and Trayvon Diggs have welcomed. They each have 3 children, but this is their first child together. She has also dated Diddy for 2 years, Chris Brown, Tyga. The list does go on.
Do you think they ever see each other at like Christmas parties?
I don't know. And like, will Stephon Diggs be invited too? It will be some sort of like an NFL
mashup.
Yeah. Like they're not step siblings, but they like,
They're half
they share a half sibling.
confusing.
Or yeah. So that little connection, that web between Trayvon Diggs and Russell Wilson is our final goss for the week.
They're also football players. I guess they have that in common.
Right. Also that. And they're both playing their first game this week.
I'm just picturing like, what's that like?
The Venn diagram.
Venn
Yeah.
diagram.
Yeah. It's 2 circles and inside there's a football and a picture of Future.
Yeah.
A picture of Future and Joy Chavis.
There you have it.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps it up, Marissa. So you ready to get beat in fantasy week 1?
I mean, I won the whole league last year. Let's not forget.
I'm coming back with a vengeance.
Yeah. But I hope everyone has a great week of fantasy football, real football. Be sure to check us out next week. Same time, same place.
We've got the football and the tea.
See you next Thursday.
And until then, stay juicy.